under the reports, we have the option to generate enrolled users report and non-enrolled users report. The minute a user accesses the ADSelfService Plus portal, his policy will be checked, and if the user is a part of the policy, access will be provided, and that very minute, the license will also be deducted. And once these two activities are done, the application will take the user through a multi-factor authentication process. If the user enrolls, the user will be classified as an enrolled user. If the user has completed partial enrollment, meaning he has completed the enrollment for few authenticators, the other authenticators are not enrolled, then partially enrolled status will be shown. If the user has not enrolled, then he will be classified as a non-enrolled user. He'll be listed here. So for this particular user, I'm going to show how the enrollment works. At any point of time, the admin can come down to this report, select a user, and disenroll the authenticators. The specific authenticator can be disenrolled, or all the authenticators can be disenrolled, in which case that enrollment data for that particular authenticator will be deleted. The user will have the option to log into the ADSelfService Plus portal again and go through the enrollment process. This comes in handy if the user has forgotten the ability to verify his identity at any point, and he had to redo the enrollment process again. So the admin has the ability to delete the enrollment process and take the user through the enrollment process again. So yeah, these authenticators can be, with this test setup, these are the authenticators that I can show for verification. Don't have an SMS verification set up now. In a new window, I'll be accessing my organization URL. That'll take me to this screen. Here I have the option to log in. I can reset my password. I can unlock the account. And as a user, I will be able to type in my Active Directory credentials to log into the portal. Let me force the user for enrollment. This option will be enabled by default in the application. I disabled it for some testing purpose. So when it is enabled, the minute the user logs in, he will be forced to enroll like this. And clicking here, the user can complete the enrollment for the authenticators. The first one is the security questions. It is based on the list that we have over here. Next is the Google Authenticator. This requires me to go through the enrollment by scanning the QR code. From using my Google Authenticator mobile application, I scanned this QR code. The QR code, if the certain mobiles, if they don't have the camera, you can also use the secret key over here. This has to be manually typed in. So this will trigger a TOTP running in the mobile application. And once I type in the TOTP, I have completed my enrollment. You can see that I was asked to enroll into security question and Google Authenticator. Email verification was not needed. The reason is because in my ADSelfService, in my Active Directory for this user, I have mentioned my email over here. I also have my email mentioned in other mailbox attributes. So two emails are available for me to select and verify my account. You can see both the emails listed over here automatically. The user can generate a backup verification code. On clicking this, I'll be given 5 codes. These are one-time codes. At any point, if the user doesn't have access to his email, he has forgotten the answers to the security questions, and he also lost his mobile or left it back in his home, and he would like to reset the password, he can use the backup verification code option to verify his identity. One code can be used only once, after which the user will have to use the left out 4 codes, but he can regenerate it at any point coming to this screen. And this option can also be disabled by the admin from the advanced settings over here under general, enable MFA for backup. If the user has forgotten to generate that backup verification code, admin can assist the user by going to the report and generating a backup verification code here. Admin can customize the expiry time to ensure that there is no, you know, there's no compromise of this activity. So now that I've completed the enrollment, I can perform a password reset. I can log in, and in here, I'll be able to type in my ID. I'm given the option whether to choose one of it. The option is provided because I have completed enrollment for 3 different authenticator. All those 3 authenticators have been selected for MFA for reset and unlock, and I have enabled only one authentication is required factor. So I'm going to choose Google Authenticator. You can see the backup code option is provided here. On successful verification, I'll be taken to the reset password link, the screen, and here I can set a new password. The old passwords option is not mandatory. Yes, so I have enabled some features in the environment. Let me just go ahead and disable it. Or I can set up a much complex password. Let me try again. Yes, that worked. So going back, I can use the new password to log in. This credentials can be used when I'm logging into the computer as well. So this is a client machine, domain joined. This is my domain name. I can type in the same password now to successfully log into my, yes, computer. So the screen that you're seeing right now is part of the endpoint MFA feature. Under configuration, multi-factor authentication, MFA for endpoints, the machine login MFA can be enabled. We have MFA for both online machine login and offline machine login. Offline machine login is when a computer is completely offline, or if the configured access URL, the organization URL is not reachable from a machine, the offline MFA will be used. And this offline MFA does not support all the authenticators. It supports only the TOTP authenticators like Google, Microsoft, Zoho OneAuth, and any type of hardware or software-based custom TOTP authenticators. So in my case, I have already enrolled into Google Authenticator, so I can use this option. I can go in, and this is a security question feature. When I type in the correct answer, I'll be verified. And this is the offline MFA enrollment that is asking me for. If I click on skip and the machine is offline, I will not be able to verify by the Google Authenticator enforced in offline MFA. So I'm going to click on enroll and continue. Now that I've successfully logged in, it has given me access to the desktop. So I'm going to disable my network adapter. This will put the machine offline when I sign out. Sorry, wrong password. You can see that the machine is offline, so offline MFA is triggered. I can use my Google Authenticator application, verify and sign in. So this serves as a security implementation for endpoint machines. I'm going to quickly enable my network adapter again. I don't want to face any more issues. Yes, there we are. So For the implementation of the machine login MFA, a client software has to be installed on the user machine. Under the administrative tools, GNOME, Mac, Linux, where we have the client software here. This is a deployment method which allows you to install the client software from the logins from the admin portal itself, where all the computer accounts in your environment will be listed here. All you need to do is select a machine and click on install. On successful installation, the user will be able to see a reset password unlock account link at the login screen of the machine itself. Now, if I go back to the client machine and lock my machine, I'll be able to see a reset password unlock account link on the login screen. When the machine is domain joined, the Windows machine, the user will be able to click on the reset link and reset his password. In a Mac machine, it'll look like a tile, and in a Linux machine, it'll look like a link. If the machine is in the public network, the reset password will be successfully done. Now, if I click on the reset password link here, you'll be able to see that I have the reset password option. I have not enabled unlock account for the machine client software, so that option is not provided, but it can be made available. From the reset password, when I do the reset password option, it will take me through the same type of questions. I can choose, authenticator email verification. I'm sure choosing that option. It sent me a code. I'm checking the code now. Oh, sorry. On successful verification, it will take me here. When the password is successfully set, I can use the same password to authenticate and log into my machine. It'll ask me for the MFA again. On verification here, I'll be given access to the machine. So this is basically how the password reset and login works from the login screen of a client machine. When the machine is in the public network and it does not, the user machine is not able to reach the domain controller, the local cache of the Windows machine will be taking precedence to authenticate the user, in which case we have two methods to automatically update the local cache in a Windows machine. If the user has VPN access and the VPN supports the command line type of an interface where the command prompt can be opened and it can be used to connect to the VPN. If that type of a provision is provided to a VPN and that VPN, that user has been provided access to the VPN, that particular VPN can be configured over here as service account for common connection establishment in the VPN can be configured over here. So the users who are connecting from the public network after the successful password reset in Active Directory, the client software will establish a VPN connection and automatically update the user machine of the local cache. If there is no VPN access, no problem. We also have a without VPN cache update, where after the password reset, the client software will automatically update the local machine with the newly set password. So this is about password reset. And when the machine login MFA is enabled over here and the client software is installed, the machine login MFA will be prompted for online and offline. We also have MFA that can be enforced for Outlook Web Access login from on-prem Exchange servers. If you're using on-prem Exchange servers and you have hosted Outlook Web Access login, web access to the users for email access, a connector can be installed on the Exchange servers. And during the Outlook Web Access login, the user will be prompted for MFA and then given access to the emails. If your VPN is using a radius authentication and that radius authentication is configured with the Windows NPS server as a radius server, extension from ADSelfService Plus can be installed on this NPS server to prompt MFA for the users during a VPN login or any type of radius authentication login. We also have the application has the ability to be configured as an identity provider for single sign-on configuration. Over 100 plus applications have been by default tested and given as a default applications. If your application is not listed here, if you're using an in-house developed application for, and you'd like to configure single sign-on, the custom application option can be used. The only prerequisite is that the application should support SAML 2.0, OAuth, or OpenID Connect. There are two types of SSO flows. One is the IDP initiated flow, where the users can be advised to log into ADSelfService Plus web portal by going to the user portal over here. Let me show you from this screen itself. Yes, this is the user portal. On when a SSO is configured, let's say, so this is a dummy application that I have created right now. So when the user logs into his ADSelfService Plus web portal, all the application that is configured for that this particular user for single sign-on, it will be listed to them under the application tab over here. So this is one application. When he has more applications, it will all be listed here. And the user can simply click on the login over here and they can log in. And the ADSelfService Plus web portal login can be enforced with multi-factor authentication. Under MFA for application, here the user can be enabled with one of the authenticators. So when I log in over here, I will be prompted for MFA. On successful verification, I'll be given access to all the applications. This is the MFA for ADSelfService Plus login. And where the user can also be advised to go directly to the concerned application. And in that process, where on a new browser tab, the user will be directed to ADSelfService Plus login portal. And after authentication in this screen, he will be verified by MFA and then given access to that particular application. This is the SP initiated flow and the MFA for enterprise application login that can be enforced and to prompt MFA in that particular screen. So basically, these two areas, the application login for ADSelfService Plus web portal and the MFA for enterprise application, they can also be enabled with passwordless login. I have that option over here. The prerequisite is that the user should be enrolled into the application login MFA, this particular authenticator. So on the first login, the user will have to do a password authentication. After the first login, the user can be, he will be asked just the username. Now that I have completed the MFA enrollment, I'll be just asked to verify by the multi-factor authentication as a passwordless login. On verification there, I'll be given access to all the applications. The same type of flow can be enforced when accessing that particular application. He'll be directed to ADSelfService Plus screen. Just the username MFA is required. He'll be given access to the enterprise application. All these four configurations, they are categorized under MFA for endpoints, and they need an endpoint MFA add-on license. In the standard edition of ADSelfService Plus application, the standard features, the authenticators, we have the, I think it's frozen. Give me 1 minute, please. Yes, we're back. So the standard authenticators include the all these four authenticators. Along with it, we also have the yes, these four authenticators and a few other authenticators. There is a document that lists out the standard features. Authenticators such as your Azure Active Directory, Duo Security, the ADSelfService Plus mobile application, TOTP, QR code, biometric, push notification, and a few other authenticators as well. They are all classified under advanced authenticators. They require professional edition ADSelfService Plus application. And only in the professional edition of ADSelfService Plus application, the client software-based features, the reset password unlock account from the login screen, the cache update, automatic cache update, and these features will be working. And in the standard edition of ADSelfService Plus, when you purchase it with Endpoint MFA add-on, you can enable the online machine login MFA, and in the advanced authenticator, sorry, in the professional edition with the Endpoint MFA add-on, you can enable the offline MFA, Outlook Web Access Login MFA, and VPN Login MFA. These are covered. It's the licensing document is a bit huge. Explaining it verbally on this meeting, definitely you will have a lot to think about. So I will be sharing that document on the email. I would recommend you to go through it before making the decision on what features you would like to evaluate. But the exe is free. You can download it and install it on your Windows domain joined Windows server machine. You can, for 30 days of evaluation period will be given to you, during which you can explore all the features of the application. So on top of the features that we have discussed, the application has the ability to add more rules to your Active Directory rules. This is the feature that prevented me from setting a simple password at the beginning. It denied the password request because I had enforced the restriction. These two restrictions have been enabled. You can, on top of the Active Directory rules, which says that the user's newly set password should be at least 6 characters in length. The password should contain an uppercase, lowercase, special character, a numeric character, or satisfying 3 out of those 4 rules. The user will be able to set a new password. With ADSelfService Plus application, you can restrict the special characters, numeric characters, how the password should begin and end with, and how many number of uppercase, lowercase characters. So these are character repetition. The character repetition can also be matched with the old passwords during change password activity. During reset password, you can enforce password history, which is something that the Active Directory does not have the ability to do. The restrict pattern can restrict patterns such as the palindromes. We have a dictionary word text file that comes with the application. You can add more words to it, or you can use the words that is already there. You can add your own file over here and have those words restricted in the new password. Patterns such as QRT, ASDF, commonly used patterns in the environment can be listed here, and they can be restricted. And all these rules, once they're enabled, they will be by default enforced in the reset password, change password screens in the web portal of ADSelfService Plus. If you'd like to have them enforced in the Control-Alt-Delete screen over here, the user can be enabled with this feature, and the client software will have to be installed. We have a password sync option where we have about 18 different applications over here. When you configure these applications after a successful password reset and change password, these applications passwords will also be synchronized for that particular user. So this is the password sync option. When the users perform change password from the domain joined machines Control-Alt-Delete screen, or if the admin resets the password for the user from the domain controller, these passwords can also be synchronized with other applications that are listed here and configured. And for that, a password sync agent will have to be installed on the domain controllers. When this sync agent is installed, you have the ability to enforce all these rules in the newly set password by enabling this particular option. And finally, you have the option to notify users about their expiring passwords and their accounts. We have a notification scheduler here. Notification can be sent by mail, SMS. If ADSelfService Plus mobile application is being used by the users, they can be notified by push notification. The frequency can be set on a daily basis, weekly basis, and on specific days, specific messages can be sent to the users, thereby effectively conveying the importance of updating their password and their account.